So let's not get fixated even when things are not working or when we make mistakes. Sometimes even as leaders, we make mistakes.
Yes, we do.
Be honest enough to admit those mistakes for yourself and even to the people that you wrong. And then be willing to move on. Just because you made a mistake doesn't define, it's not the full stop of who you are, even as a leader.
Hey everybody, my name is Angie Murenga. You're watching Just Angie. It's Lifestyle Thursday. I'm having this most amazing conversation about leadership as a lifestyle with Loise of Adira Network. So this is the fourth and final part. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I've really enjoyed the conversation.
Me too.
Is there anything that you'd want to say?
So we're beginning the year.
Yeah.
Leadership is a journey.
Yes.
And I think one of the things I would like to stress is, for those who are starting the journey of leadership, or for those who've already been on the journey of leadership, allow yourself to evolve.
Yeah.
Because again, leadership is not a destination. Allow yourself to evolve. So in the course of this year, allow yourself to discover, allow yourself to recreate yourself, allow yourself to be refined by others as well. We say feedback is the breakfast of champions. So allow yourself feedback from other people. Allow yourself to be nurtured and taken care of, particularly for those in leadership, because I find that's very important. Sometimes we give, and we don't have people to nurture us. I like to say babied. Allow yourself to be babied.
It actually makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, but we must, because what happens if we don't? It's like a car. At some point, a car has to go for service.
And also we model to the next generation.
Exactly.
To the next generation of leaders who are looking to you about leadership.
Yeah.
Then you model to them that this is not a right thing.
Yes.
But we need to model the rest, the being taken care of.
Exactly. And allow yourself to be vulnerable with your challenges. Not to everyone, because again, I say leadership is about wisdom. So create a community of people. I like to say create a community of mentors, obviously. Create a community of friends. Create a community of that one or two people to baby you, so that when you even have challenges, you're not telling the world, but you're going to people who will be able to be on the same page as you, and they can listen, they will not judge you, but they will also help you grow. Because it's a journey. So let's not get fixated even when things are not working or when we make mistakes. Sometimes even as leaders, we make mistakes.
Yes, we do.
Be honest enough to admit those mistakes for yourself and even to the people that you wrong. And then be willing to move on. Just because you made a mistake doesn't define, it's not the full stop of who you are, even as a leader. You still can find grace even from yourself. Be gracious to self and be gracious to other people. Or let me add that. Sometimes as leaders, we have standards here and sometimes people may not measure up. So sometimes we operate like a bulldozer, if you're not measuring up, get out of the way. But you see, it took us processing to get there. So even I, from my own leadership journey, one of the things I've had to learn is to extend grace. And there's a difference between I don't accept mediocrity, I don't, but I have learned to be gracious so that even if they don't meet my standards, can I appreciate that they're putting effort and they will get there, and their C could be their best. So that's fine, as long as they're giving their best. Wow. Yeah.
And Adira Network, how are you going to continue into this year? Has it formed a pattern? Pattern of this is how we do our things. We have this, the forums and the classes at different times or seasons.
Yes.
And what can people look forward to then in this year for Adira?
All right, so a couple of things. Number one, we will continue having our quarterly mtandaos. Actually, this year, hopefully in March, as we celebrate the Women's International
Women's Day,
we're planning for something huge. Let me not say, but we want people to plug into that.
So should they be looking out for it on social media?
Yes, Adira_life on Twitter, Adira on Facebook, on Instagram also there.
What did you say the first one? Adira_life.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. we have our classes, our 9-week classes happen after every 2 months.
Okay.
So we have a class starting in January.
Okay.
Then we have
January
another
when?
class 9th of January. Then we have another class in March. So after every 2 months, we have a class rolling.
A class starting.
We only do a maximum of 12 per class.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
Because it's small and it's authentic and it's one-on-one coaching as well.
So that would be for the women?
That would be
and
for
then
the
for
women.
the men. Did you do
for
the men's class, by the way?
Yes. So we had the men's class in September. It was fantastic. It was, and this is the thing, let me just say this. Let me reinforce.
Yes.
Just start. Yes. If you start, I assure, I'm a planner. And if a planner is saying this, believe you me.
But you know what God deals with you now? If you're a planner, he says, I'll let you know on a need-to-know basis.
Yes, just start. And the rest will be figured out.
Wow.
So we started a men's class. So the men's class will be on January 7th. We start on January 7th.
So this is going to be the first men's class?
The second.
Because it was a challenge. The second one?
Yes.
You did one?
Yes, we did the first
challenge accepted, because I know you went into it.
Oh, yes.
With
like,
fear
I
and
wasn't
trembling.
sure. So I think I can confidently say I'm probably, running a men's class. Well. I had fantastic, amazing facilitators.
Oh.
Amazing. Do you know the weekday class usually ends at 8:30? We would finish at 10. There were days we used to finish at 10. And I would sit there and I'm like, oh God, what is going on?
And that's so amazing because that's the flow.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we stop the flow.
Yeah.
If something is flowing, let it flow.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning stages. You need to get your rhythm. There's something about rhythm and patterns.
Yes.
Getting into a rhythm, getting into a pattern, getting into a way you do things.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I'm so grateful that I kept telling you, see when Bishop T.D. Jakes, he ministers to women.
Yes.
And every time that man, I think, how does this man know how I'm thinking? How does he know my psyche like that?
Yeah.
But so that's amazing. I'm so encouraged that you took up the risk.
The thing I thought I didn't have, that I couldn't bring to the men, is the thing that they needed.
The most.
Very, yes.
Wow.
It's the thing they needed. Because then I could tell them about how we think.
How women think.
Yeah, I could tell them how we think.
Understanding women.
I could help them and they would challenge me and they would ask and then they'll be like, oh, really?
Really?
We never thought of it like that.
Because we don't think the same.
Yeah. So it was, and they would listen. And I too, from a personal space, I learned. I can tell you I'm not the same woman I was.
Wow.
Now.
After the 9 weeks.
Oh yeah, I totally different. And really great facilitators. Facilitators who spoke their language. Men who are bold, wise, strong, but extremely authentic.
I love it.
They call it for what it is. So what I would tell people is, please find Adira. There's lots of amazing stuff going on. It's very personalized. You get to learn from peers. You also get to learn from people who are extremely authentic. They call it for what it is. But we don't just leave you like that. There's also a bag of tools that you can always constantly use out there, both at work. Because for me, Adira is about a lifestyle. And I'm actually happy that we're having this conversation. So it's about being intentional with relationships, helping people understand the need to be intentional with relationships, whatever sorts of relationships, for them to be able to self-lead and be intentional with their career aspirations, their business aspirations, their spirituality, their money matters. It's holistic leadership. And sometimes it takes a journey, it's a process. We're not taking you to a destination and saying you must be at this level. But what I try to do with Adira, and even for myself, is to realize that I'm a human being who's evolving. So evolving means today I may have a grip on something, tomorrow I may lose it because something else will change. It doesn't mean that I've gone down to ground zero. I'm still the Loise I am, but I've been accorded a new opportunity to evolve again, to lead myself again. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you know, SK Blue, we like SK Blue is a guest we've had on this program before, but he has isms. I like to call them isms. And one of the things that he's been saying is that authentic is the new smart. So I think authentic is very, very important. And if you look at, I think it's either the art of war, if I'm not wrong, but they said in olden times, the leaders, the older warriors, would take the younger warriors into a room.
Yeah.
They would undress and they would show them their scars.
Oh.
And then they would show them how they turn their scars into victories. And that's what people are looking for. People don't want to just be told, do this.
Yeah.
They're saying, look, this is how I made it myself. This is how I turned things that were not looking like they were going the right way. Or I think even the scars are a mark of I've been in a war.
Yeah.
Because you see, we're modeling and people want authenticity.
Yes.
And therefore that authentic sharing really helps.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing for me is that as the Lord has been ministering to me as the year has started, there's a scripture which I've always read, but he's just feeling like he's ministering to me from a different angle. And it talks about that he will subdue nations before you and strip kings of their armor. And one of the things he was telling me is that, because I feel like I have a calling to leaders, is that there's a way that you have to strip them of their armor and their defenses. And I feel like already Adira is doing that.
Yeah.
That people are in the marketplace or at a certain level of leadership and they have defenses.
Yes.
They have an armor that's already up.
Yes.
And what God was saying to me is you've got to get behind the armor.
Yeah.
But then again, somebody else also taught me the other day, which is me evolving, is it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Exactly.
So we can still, but we've got to get behind the armor because we put in, I think God is raising leaders, but they have too many defenses, too many masks, too many levels before I get to you.
Yeah.
Yet the person God chose for the leadership was you.
Exactly.
It was actually that soft, that center, that person.
Yeah.
But we've lost it, either because we can't trust people anymore, or people have wronged us, or we have wronged them, or you've made mistakes and you can't even get over that mistake. You can't evolve.
Yeah.
You can't accept, I've done this, but how do I evolve from this?
Yes.
Or I think another one, which I think Adira is a great success about, we hadn't talked about it, but it's allowing 12 people to do life together.
Yes. Yes.
Because sometimes, even as they say the leadership journey, you keep getting lonelier, but maybe that's a choice that we've made, and maybe we can choose who we can grow on this leadership journey with, just so that we pick different smart points, we pick different lessons. We learn because of being in relationship with one another, and because we're authentic about the things that we're going through, and the leadership challenges that we are going through, because you can't be authentic with everyone about what you're saying.
Actually, the reason why it gets lonelier is because we're not willing to be authentic.
Get
we
behind
don't
the defenses.
create that. You remember the community I was talking about? We don't create that community. So the lack of that community gets us lonelier. But there's something that you said about the masks. I teach in university, and the thing I've discovered from my students is we keep talking about this half-baked generation, millennials.
They're not half-baked.
And we give them a lot of pressure. And I tell people, do you know why they want things now? Because of us. Because we tell them, get it now. But we don't tell them what it took for us to get there. When we say we struggled, we just stop at I struggled. We don't tell them what the struggle looked like. And they don't want to be told. They want modeling. They don't want to be told. So every time you tell them, they look at you like, yeah, big deal. So they will try and match up without knowing what it's taking. So like you rightly said, we need to start modeling and we need to start being authentic. And I like the fact that you even, just being able to create what we do at Adira is so that people can work together and say, this for me is working, but here it's not working, but it's okay. I am evolving, I am trying, it's gonna work out. Can you help me walk on this journey together? And I hope that even in this coming year, that everyone seeking leadership, whether it's leadership in corporate, whether it's leadership away from corporate, whether it's self-leadership, that they will realize that leadership is about evolving and allowing themselves to grow over the different seasons and what is gonna come along their way. We don't stand here, and even I don't stand here because I have it all figured out or because I've mastered everything. I'm work in progress as well. But I'm willing to work on what needs to be worked on, and that's where we're talking about grit and discipline and consistency. And I am okay knowing that this is not working, so I will figure it out. And I'm also okay saying this is working, and I'm gonna shout about it.
I really have enjoyed talking to you, Loise Mboo. It's
Yeah.
been amazing.
Yeah.
And as you're talking, I just thought I got another, like a picture, a mental vision. that also it's not just for us. Loise is doing that with Adira. I do it in a sense now with PLF and PLF Online and with coaching. But even you out there, you know, we started by saying create solutions for yourself, create a plan. Yeah. So if you're feeling right now, you're feeling you're stuck, you're feeling I've done it, you feel like I don't have energy for this year, create a plan. Get together a group of people and just begin to share authentically and talk about your issues and solve them. Be able to get through them, you know. Maybe you just need to talk, and because of that stripping of the armor, just bring the armor down. You know, bring these all these defenses, bring it down, but in a safe space. You know, even as we've learned that now, wisdom in a safe space with the right people who can be able to. You can be able to hold each other accountable and even hold each other's hands on this journey. And sometimes we think something is so huge, and you share it, and somebody gives you 3 solutions, and you're like, what?
It's not. Can I share a quick one?
Yes.
I tell people, forget the hills and the English. I'm just
English and grammar.
Yes, I tell people, forget my heels and my English and my suits. I'm just a girl. There's this verse that talks about, where we talk about neither death shall separate us.
Nothing can separate us from the love of God.
Yes.
Nothing.
It's Romans 8. So it's Romans 8:32. I think Romans 8:31, the verse just above that, says, if he did not withhold his own son, what then shall he withhold from us?
Nothing.
Nothing. And the last verse I want to share is in Exodus, one of my favorite verses. I think Exodus 23. Yes, 23 verse 19 thereabout. It talks about God was telling the Israelites that when they get into Canaan, he will not drive the wildebeest out immediately. It will take time.
It will take time.
And
he will drive them out little by little,
lest the land becomes desolate and overwhelms you. So what I want to say is this: in this new year, get yourself into the leadership journey. Allow yourself to go to the rooms. Allow yourself to sit on that chair. Allow yourself to take a front row seat into self-leadership and to the leadership that you desire. Do not worry whether you've qualified or not. We've already talked about mastery. Get that going. Put in the work. But also believe work has to be put, but also trust that he who did not spare his own son will not withhold anything. And if it's not working at your pace that you want, remember Exodus. He couldn't drive the wildebeest immediately.
The wild beast
out. The wild beast because of the overwhelm.
The opposition.
The Israelites needed to learn the topography of the land, the weather patterns
themselves, how they work, how they read them,
even for
everything,
us,
patterns.
Allow yourself this year to learn. So when it's not working, if it's not taking off as you want, don't get frustrated and stop. It's a journey. When the time is right, he says that in Isaiah, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So allow yourself to learn and to grow and to refine your skill and to be consistent in the skill. So that when the time for takeoff comes, then you will take off. We are here because we started in our small houses.
That's true.
So like you said, if you were waiting for that big conference to go, then someone will ask you, but which ones have you done? So we want to get there. People want to get there without a resume. So I'll let this be your year of resume building. Yeah.
That's amazing. I hope you're encouraged. I am. I'm ready to go. 2020, here we come. So please do this and handhold each other and let's see what we can do. So I've really enjoyed the conversation. And they'll find you on Adira_life.
Yes. Website www.adira.life.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
God bless you guys. Look for Loise, find her, do Adira and all the programs that are there. Send the men along. You know, sometimes you need the women to take the men, take them there. And let's connect on all things that are to help us develop a leadership lifestyle and inculcate a leadership lifestyle. God bless you.